Obviously, you're a week out now from your big return. When you left as champion, you sounded like you'd accomplished everything you intended to do. So, if you don't mind the blunt question, why are you back?
Oh, my bad because it's easy money with all these cats. You see what I see Aljamain and I see Benjamin Franklin. I just see easy money, man. I'm here to rob the damn bank. And I'm gonna start off with a champ. I'm gonna start off with a bang. It's a perfect matchup for me.
So if it's such easy money, though, why did you step away to begin with, though? I mean, did you just feel like, I've kind of conquered the mountain, I need to step away, or?
Yeah, you want to start your life, you want to do other things, you want to conquer other things. Started my YouTube channel. It's doing really good. Started real estate, had a kid, had a family, got married. Those 3 years that I was retired. So it was it was fun, man. Those last 3 years are the best years of my life because that's all I've ever done is compete and became the best at everything that I've done.
What did you learn about yourself in this time away?
That I'm talented, that I'm that good, you know.
But no, I mean, even having stepped away, though, like what about, like, maybe, within a little bit, is there anything you've kind of learned about yourself being away from competition?
Yeah, that I think I'll always be a competitor. Like this just in me, you know. I'm pretty I'm pretty carefree, but when I want to win certain things. That's a good question. I mean, I'm just I love to learn, man. I love to conquer new things and create new things, and that's what I've learned. It's like I've learned more about myself that I'm smarter than what I really thought in the beginning. To be able to take the time that I have taken off and just with another lens of an IQ has been amazing.
Has anything about the way you left or the timing of it kind of not sat right with you, or are you still like completely at peace with it?
No, I was at peace with it because I've done everything that I've set out to do. You know, like literally. Like this is just icing on the cake. You can still have the cake. Actually, it's icing on top of the icing on top of the icing on top of the cherry. Like this is like that's what it is. Now it's a challenge within me. 3 year layoff. How good is he really? And I love that. I love that obstacle and that challenge that's in front of me. Those are the challenges that I like. So it's not even Aljamain. It's really against me. And I
Mhm.
mean that.
Now, you've been, of course, like you said, extremely busy, especially on coaching, though. I feel like that's kind of almost been a way for you to, correct me if I'm wrong, stay in kind of a little bit of a competition, right? You get a little bit there, but did it make up at all for kind of the lack of actual, athletic competition?
It actually did, man. When Davis won his world title against Brandon Moreno, like I pretty much helped spear that camp to a T. Gave the game plan, gave everything that was needed, and he ended up winning. And when he won, I was just like, man, it feels good to be able to be a part of something and somebody who was, who got TKO'd or who was stopped to be able to make that transition to get him to regain that belt once again. So I thought it was just uh it's just as good. But even coaching guys like him, John Jones, Wei Lee, Yuri Prohashka, like I was able to see a lot of what all the potential that I still have to give. And of course people could say it, but it's not until you really start to realize from your other peers that you're like, wait, especially and particularly in my situation, again, with a guy like Jones or Demetrius, you're like, man, hold on. I get this game. I get this game more than what I even thought.
Now, obviously, you've clearly not been away from the gym, but you're training now well, you've done the training now for a fight. This is the first time you've really trained for a fight in several years. How is this camp kind of compared to when you're in a rhythm and you're doing multiple fight camps each year? How has this one been?
It's been good because I get it. I know what I did in the past and how is it that I maybe did errors and how I've been able to adjust everything to get it to go now. I think that's been the biggest takeaway that I've seen for myself having this long layoff It's been a process, man. So I for the past year, that's all I've been doing is training. So it's not like, oh, I'm taking a fight. Oh, you got 2 months to get in camp. Like, no, I've been in the game for a minute, and I methodically had it, premeditated and plan on how's it that I want to do it, and then I was able to do it.
How's the body responding to training, especially not just training in general, but training for a particular fight, trying to gear up to, that peak moment where you'd be ready for the fight? How has your body responded this time compared to like previous times?
Oh, tremendously. I feel like I'm faster, I'm smarter, I'm stronger, I'm wiser. Like everything's just better, man. I would. I'm too much of a sore loser. I'm too much of a competitor to come back and lose. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I would never do it. I would never take a fight that I don't believe that I could win. I just won't because I hate losing. I hate losing. I love winning. And this is a very winnable fight for me. I like it. It's a great matchup. Like I said before, it's me against me. It's me against my soul, and Aljamain just happens to be the competitor. That's it.
Do you think you match up with Aljamain like in particularly even better than say, some of the other top contenders who've, because obviously we've had Peter Yan has been the champion. We've had other fighters kind of in the driver's seat of getting title shots and that kind of thing. Do you think that this is a particularly strong matchup for you?
I think it's a great matchup for me. Yeah, 100%.
Mhm.
My
Why is that?
Because his wrestling doesn't intimidate me, nor does his striking intimidate me. None of it really intimidates me, and he's been able to do that with everybody else. I mean, I have 100% defense. I will welcome him into my legs. I'll welcome him into my body lock. Whatever it is that he wants to do. Of course I'm going to defend. I mean, if he cannot get there, even better. But if he does, I'm okay with it.
So what about this fight? You have this fight in front of you, obviously, and I'm sure you don't want to get too far ahead, but you've not been shy about campaigning to face someone like Alexander Volkanovski, for example, get that third division championship on your resume. Why didn't you hold out until that opportunity manifested?
Um, because it doesn't always work like that. You know, like I'm really coming back. Like my goal is to become a 3 division champ, but I got to come back, and it's probably not a bad idea either. But it's like, going for a couple of tune-ups and then going after him. I don't mind that either. But that was my original goal. It's like I defended both my belts. Look at who I've beaten. I've done things in combat sports that nobody else could say. Literally nobody else could say. But it's the UFC, and if you want to do this, you got to abide, and that's what I'm doing.
Do you expect that you'll be sticking around then at bantamweight for at least a little bit? Like you're kind of saying, a couple tune-up fights before you consider that. This is more than a one-off, right?
Yeah, of course. This is more than a one-off. I want both, man. Like that's my overall goal. Obviously, we gotta get through Aljamain. We gotta get through Aljamain, and then once Aljamain's out the window, it's what it is.
Of course, of course. And one of the bigger developments, you've already alluded to this a little bit. One of the bigger developments in your time away was the revelation that you and Demetrius Johnson have struck up a friendship. It's kind of surprising because, of course, you guys were very pivotal in each other's careers. And I've talked to him about this before, but from your perspective, how did you guys link up and not just be former opponents or rivals, but now friends?
Yeah, Demetrius actually hit me up. Demetrius reached out, and he wanted to get to know me a little bit. He wanted to see the other side, the man behind the cringe. I think once people really start following me, they start to say, "Hey, man, this dude is not stupid like people think he may act stupid, but he's actually pretty smart." And he was humble enough to reach out, and I was humble enough to receive a damn call from him. Honestly, Demetrius is a guy that you want to emulate. You want to fight like, a guy that does highlight reels, a guy that you feel like it's a damn video game. And it's been good. So he's came out here a couple of like about around 4 times already. And we get a chance to cross train and then just share knowledge, man, which is the most important thing.
What's the thing you like about him most as a person, not as a fighter, outside of the athletics?
I love the fact that he's carefree. Whether he wins or he loses, Demetrius is carefree. Like he can move on. Like he's not just a fighter. And I think that's where I see a lot of myself in him. It's like I may portray this, oh, it's gold or nothing, or I'm gonna. But if somebody is able to beat me, I can shake their hand. I can be like, hey, that's a bad dude. That dude, I know what that dude's made out of. And Demetrius is the same way. He's the same way. If he loses, he just goes off to his family and continues to keep living life. Like he's not a fighter, like he's a competitor. And when the competition is done, he goes back to the family, man, just like me.
He's been saying a lot that, the possibility that this next fight, which is the day before yours, it could be it for him. How does that make you feel to hear about a friend, an athletic rival, and of course a fellow great of the sport, that this might be it for him?
He yeah, yeah, he's earned it. He's Demetrius Johnson has earned his stripes to say, "Hey, I'm done, guys. I'm done." Like he doesn't have to prove anything to anybody. You know, like when a guy like that says he's done, everybody should just agree and bow and congratulate him. Give him a round of applause because what he's done in combat sports is nobody's ever done. 11 consecutive title defenses in UFC history. Man, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Next to Jones, he's the greatest of all time. You can't argue that. Yeah, GSP, Silva, no, those your popularity don't mean shit. Let's talk about high IQ. Let's talk about numbers. It's Demetrius Johnson.
You have been very fortunate then to work with some of the greatest of all time. You obviously work with John and you work with Demetrius. I mean, what sort of lessons, and this is the last question I have for you, what sort of lessons have you kind of taken away from being in that small circle with two of the absolute greatest?
First of all, I'm humble, man. I'm humbled by that. I really am, and I got a pretty good relationship with both of them. It's just cool to be able to see. And how is it that because I'm a wrestler, I'm an Olympic champ, and I think people look up to that more than any UFC title. And on top of that, becoming a UFC champ, like they know there's something special to me. And the reason why they're the best in the world, dude, they're all when you're able to teach them or coach them, they're all eyes and ears, man. And it's just like it's the same thing with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like if I feel like somebody hasn't been a show, I just sit there. If I have questions, I'll ask. Other than that, I'll do. I'll soak up as much knowledge and advice that I possibly can from guys like that.